You ever sit by yourself, look around, and start wondering how humans have turned our complex world into this fascinating and industrialized world? I mean, if only you knew how many centuries it takes for making one particular product useful, but still not perfect, because perfection is not for humans. But those products became so sophisticated that other people don't have to worry about the challenges and complexity in that area. We will talk about the processes that products, or I mean natural resources, undergo to make them so useful we can't conduct or imagine our lives without them. All matter that is man made was at one point a raw material. Over time, we developed processes that help us transform those natural resources into man made products. The process of doing so is called material processing. There are two types of manufacturing processes: primary processes and secondary processes. Primary processes is transforming raw materials into standard industrial stock. Raw materials can be found inside the earth. This process is called extracting. It is done by mining or drilling. As you can see, all these primary processes need further form transformation to be truly useful. Just as plywood is turned into kitchen cabinets, sheet metal turned into a grill, only then we can call these materials as truly useful. Secondary processes, also known as firm utility activity, is the act of transforming industrial standard stock into useful finished product for customers. They can be of three materials: metals like aluminum, steel, and copper, or polymers like wood and plastics, or ceramics like glass, clay, and cement. These materials can be changed into six categories of secondary materials by changing their shapes, appearances, and internal properties. However, they are not pure processes. The first one is casting and molding. Heat raw material into a molten liquid, create a replica of the part to be casted, and make a cavity. Pour the molten material into the cavity. Remove the casted or molded part and let it solidify. The other way of processing materials is by forming. Forming uses a shaping device and pressure to change the shape or size of a material. Forming operations do not change the weight or volume of a material, but it does account for temperature. It can either be done at high temperatures, also known as hot forming, or at room temperatures, also known as cold forming. The other type of processing is separating. This process removes excess materials to produce desired sizes, shapes, or features like holes and surface finishes. Can be done by cutting excess materials away or shearing. An example of a separating process is laser cutting. Another form of processing we use is conditioning. This is designed to change the mechanical properties of a material. It is done by using heat, chemical action, or mechanical means to change the ductility, hardness, elasticity, or other properties of a material. These are internal structures that are affected within the material. Typical techniques would be hardening, annealing or softening, drying, tempering, cold working. And the fifth processing technique we use is assembling. This is an act of joining two or more parts together by bonding them together like welding. This is a permanent assembling technique, or it can also be done by using mechanical force, like tightening fasteners to fixtures and this is temporary. You can assemble and disassemble them whenever you want. And the last but not least processing technique we use is finishing. This is designed to beautify or protect finished surfaces of a material, either by coating or treating the surface of the material. Some techniques are painting, electroplating, galvanizing, or polishing.